الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله تعالى نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله تعالى من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. يا ربنا لك الحمد كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك ولعظيم سلطانك. سبحانك لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله على ما أنعمت وأوليت يا رب العالمين. اللهم كما أنعمت فأدم وزدنا من نعمك واجعلنا من الشاكرين. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله وصفيه وخليله أرسله رحمة للعالمين وهدى وبشرى للمحسنين. فبلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح الأمة وتركنا على المحجة البيضاء ليلها كنهارها لا يزيغ عنها إلا هالك. صل اللهم عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن اهتدى بهديه واتبع سنته واقتفى أثره بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد روى الإمام مسلم في صحيحه عن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه أنه قال: قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: المؤمن القوي خير وأحب إلى الله من المؤمن الضعيف وفي كل خير. It's been narrated in Sahih Muslim on the authority of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the strong believer is more beloved to Allah than the weak believer, and in both there is goodness. Imam al-Nawawi and other scholars of hadith commented on this hadith by saying, what does the Prophet ﷺ mean here by the strength and the power when he said ﷺ, al-mu'min al-qawi, the strong believer? The power here, power of what? Is it the muscles? Is it the brain? Is it what? Imam al-Nawawi mentioned that first and foremost it's about Iman, the strength of Iman, which leads to the strength of the body later, and intellect and so on. So priority number one, what makes anyone closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, not his muscles. Otherwise the athletes will be more close to Allah than somebody who is worshipping all day, all night. It's not the muscles which makes somebody closer to Allah Azza wa Jal, it's the strength of his or her Iman. But nevertheless, Islam does not dismiss the importance of the body or the strength of the muscles or the power, the physical power, rather than the mental or the spiritual power. And in both, as the Prophet ﷺ says, in both there is goodness, i.e. the weak and the strong, as long as they are believers, Allah Azza wa Jal accepts them. But it's an inspiration for us to be strong. Strong in our Iman, strong in our body as well, because our body will take us through this journey. So as long as we look after our body, as long as we can pray standing rather than sitting, as long as we look after our body, we can live healthy life rather than difficult life. So the Prophet ﷺ, he wants to inspire the Ummah towards the real strength, which is the strength of Iman and the physical strength, which we need in our daily activities. And I know that everyone is almost watching the World Cup. It's the mania of the World Cup, FIFA World Cup. Since 1930, this game started, 88 years ago sort of, and everyone is watching and encouraging this team or that team, and we've seen high aspirations and inspiration and high expectations from some Muslim teams, some Muslim countries, and people were behind them. And unfortunately, we've seen as well some animosity between Muslims. Instead of supporting one another, they were supporting a non-Muslim team against the Muslim team, which is very strange. But it shows us how weak we are in our iman. It shows us how weak we are in our ummah. So no wonder we've been invaded so many times, we've been through turmoils and calamities, and still is the case in our ummah. So the World Cup is a reflection of what we have in our ummah, but in the playground. So what do we learn from the World Cup? Are there lessons to learn? Yes, there are plenty, of course. Let alone it lasts for 4 weeks and people are, I remember 4 years ago, it's every 4 years. 4 years ago it was in Ramadan. So people were, competing with Taraweeh. You have the World Cup competing with Salatul Taraweeh. So people will miss Salatul Taraweeh to watch the World Cup. And of course, I'm not saying that some people will not pray Taraweeh, but yes, they will. But other people will rather go to the coffee shop and watch on a big screen and support their team. Anyway, so going back to our reality today. We've seen Mohamed Salah, for instance. Everyone was having high hopes from Mohamed Salah, but nevertheless, he cannot make miracles by himself. He's one in a team. So you need the team to be strong in order to deliver. I'm not lecturing about football today, of course not, but I'm trying to learn that when we are strong in our iman, we will be strong in our relationships as Muslims. And we will be strong in our approach as Muslims. And we will cooperate with one another as Muslims, let alone non-Muslims. We definitely have to cooperate with everyone on goodness, as Allah Azza wa Jal stated, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى. So support one another, cooperate with one another in goodness and piety. But we've seen the opposite. So from our side as Muslims, it was a disaster. We were not supporting one another. We were sort of stabbing one another in the back. And it's very hard to see this scene happening in our ummah. A second scene which we saw as well was the VAR system, video assistant referee, which been introduced a couple of years ago. As well, it's in favor of the strong countries, not the weak countries. Discrimination all the way. Why? Because we are weak. So if you are strong, they will support you with the VAR system. But if you are weak, the referee will dismiss your request. And we've seen this a couple of times, probably more. I'm not following, but anyway, I can ask my children, they can inform me easily. You can see, even then, with our weakness, they will discriminate against us. What's that? And you are calling upon justice and fairness and human rights and what have you. But when it comes to application, yes, which human rights you are talking about? Which justice you are defining? So there's a big difference between the human rights applied amongst Europeans or Westerners or non-Westerners or Europeans. There's a big difference. So nevertheless, have we been strong? No one can discriminate against you. This is lesson number 2. Lesson number 3 We've seen even the Europeans, with all their differences, they were forgetting about their political differences, and we know that it happened in Russia. And Russia is the enemy of Europe and the enemy of America, but nevertheless, they forgot about their political differences and went to the game. And from our side as Muslims, we cannot forget our political differences, and we were stabbing one another for political reason, not for any other reason but politics. What's this stupidity which we have? Recently we've been specialized in stupidity and silliness. I don't know what's wrong with us. So forget about your political differences. You are one ummah, you have one God, you have one Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you have one Quran, you have one Qibla. Is it not enough to unite us? Even in a silly game? La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Lesson number 4, which we learned, determination. The formula for success for any team, not only in sports and football. We need determination. We need consistency. We need hard work. We need harmony. If we don't have any of this or some of this, we cannot success. It's not enough to have money to get success. No matter how many millions you put on your team, if you don't have the right qualities, success will not be your companion. So you need people with determination and hard work and the right mentality and the right caliber. But again, we have the wrong team. Even our team, England, they were not very working in harmony. We've seen plenty of mistakes, but nevertheless, they lost it. Because it's not very harmonized team. It's not working properly with each other. So on a personal level, on a community level, determination is important. Hard work is important. Consistency is important. The right mentality is important for any project to achieve success. So we can learn many lessons from the World Cup. Of course, no one knows who will win. We still have some games to finish, but I'm not interested, by the way, in football. Although I understand football more than cricket, but anyway. So it's about how can we learn these lessons from an event happening before our eyes. There are plenty of lessons, but we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make our iman strong, to make our bondship strong, to make our connection with Him subhanahu wa ta'ala and with each other strong. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فيغفر لي. الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على النبي المصطفى وآله وصحبه ومن بعهده. A strong player like Mohamed Salah, for instance, may Allah bless him and protect him, and protect all the good and righteous players as well. The message which he delivered is far more important than probably the great scholars or great shuyukh or great da'is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I can assure you. The message which he delivered, because he is strong in his iman and in his character. So people were just copying him and doing the sujood because of his character, because of his strength. So yes, we can deliver plenty of good messages, not only through the mosque, not only through a lecture or khutbah or a book. We can, wherever we are, if we have strong iman, we can deliver the message to the people around us. And people started chanting about Mohamed Salah plenty of times. They were interested in Islam because of Mohamed Salah. Why that? Because he's a bad character? No, definitely not. He's a good character. Because he's weak? No, he's strong. Okay, we got the message now. We can deliver a good message when we are strong in our iman, number one. I know some people will shun away from Islam when they are celebrities, and they will just be shy to say that he's praying or he's practicing or what have you. But it's not with Mohamed Salah, alhamdulillah. He's just open about his practice, he's open about his deen, which is good. And this is exactly what we need to do. We need to be proud of our identity, whom we are. And this is the way we deliver our message. Not only through particular means. There are plenty of mediums and means which we can use to deliver the message. So we ask Allah to make us creative in delivering our message and deliver the right message to the people around us. Ameen. Allahumma ya Rabbi ya Rahman, ya badi'a as-samawati wal ard, ya dhal jalali wal ikram. اللهم إنا نسألك أن تجعلنا من المؤمنين الأقوياء ولا تجعلنا من المؤمنين الضعفاء. اللهم قو أمتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم وحد أمتنا يا رب العالمين. اللهم ردنا إليك ردا جميلا يا الله. اللهم إنا نسألك أن ترزقنا حسن الخلق. اللهم ارزقنا حسن الخلق. اللهم ارزقنا حسن الخلق واجعلنا من عبادك المتقين. اغفر لنا ما قدمنا وما أخرنا وما أسررنا وما أعلنا وما أنت أعلم به منا مولانا رب العالمين. اللهم ثبتنا وثبت ذرياتنا وأزواجنا وأحبابنا على صراطك المستقيم. خذ بأيدينا لما فيه رضاك ولا تشغلنا عنك بسواك. اللهم فرج عن إخواننا في فلسطين، فرج عن إخواننا في الشام، فرج عن إخواننا في العراق وفي اليمن وفي ليبيا وفي بورما وفي أفغانستان وفي كشمير وفي نيجيريا وحيثما كان ظلم وقهر يا الله. فرج الكربات يا رب العالمين. أجب دعانا بكرمك يا مولانا والحمد لله رب العالمين. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. اذكروا الله العظيم يذكركم واشكروه على نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون. قوموا إلى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله. And don't forget to make